What's up, folks, and welcome to Indie Rambles. So, this is a game I found out about in a kind of interesting way. I actually found out about it from the Pixel Art subreddit. Yeah, the developer actually posted something about it on there, and I looked at it and went, this looks really cool. So I reached out to him via DM, and he hooked me up for it. Ways you can find games these days, it's quite something. So this is Falling Out, and, well, if you have heard of Spelunky, this is going to seem pretty familiar to you, but I found this quite charming and quite enjoyable, and as someone who doesn't play Spelunky just because it kind of makes me angry, this can too, but not to quite the same degree in my humble opinion. So it's pretty impressive, largely made by one person, this game, much like Spelunky was. And I've been enjoying it a lot. I do really like its art style, but I think it plays really well at the same time. So what's interesting about this is you're actually going to be playing two characters at once. You can play it in co-op, and you can play with two people that way, and I would say that's probably the ideal way to play this. There is also a versus mode with some sort of competitive mini games in it, which are always cool as well. So you've got some more options with this. And you have a daily challenge or a daily level that you can go through, and you can you have multiple worlds that you will unlock as you play through, and you have various different difficulties as well that you can go through with that. Plus you have custom game items that you can do as well. A lot of ways to play this if you so desire. So, there's a little bit of a story in this. You're this goofy married couple who gets trapped in a pyramid, and you're trying to find your way out, basically. It's cute, it's goofy, it's whatever, you know. So, here's what's interesting about this. So you got these two different characters, each of which has... They're both fully capable, but each also has some special abilities that you will need to do certain things within the level. And this is what's funny about it, is that you can leave a character, you can throw them at enemies, though that's not a good way to deal with them. You can leave them alone and sort of go off and do your own thing, or you can pick them up and bring them with you, at least if you're playing in two-player. And it's kind of funny, this is how the husband does it, and then if you switch them, this is how the wife does it. She pulls him by his ear. It's pretty goofy. And yeah, you can switch between them at any time, depending on how you want to do things. They can also help each other up certain platforms and things like that. For example, like this. You can also whistle at them to come towards you, but the AI will, and this is by design, the AI is not very good at navigating even slight obstacles. So you're going to have to make sure that you can lead them around or keep them together. So I generally... I think this is kind of a neat idea. It's kind of co-op, but also, you know, co-op without co-op if you're playing on your own. And I do say that co-op is probably the way to play this, just because you don't have to manage two characters at once, right? But this is a unique way that this approaches things. So you're trying to get through each of the levels, picking up as much loot and cool stuff as you can. As you go, there are items that you can pick up that you can use offensively or defensively, or to heal yourself, or any other number of things. There's also a merchant in between levels in the case of this game, and he will usually ask you to get him certain things while you're going on your journey that will give you access to additional stuff. He has a shop where you can buy things, and also if you get certain items, there is a crafting station as well that lets you do a whole bunch of different things. Oops. So you see, you can sort of use characters as weapons like that, but they can get caught on the environment as well. And if they do, they'll sort of get stunned like this, and you have to get to them and sort of rescue them to make them usable again. So that's kind of, I would say, the unique selling point of this game. I would also say that it's not quite, you know, games like this I often call petty. You know, a lot of people say that titles like this are they don't hold your hand, but that they're fair. I don't know. I never really got into Spelunky because I find that Spelunky sometimes is just petty, with a lot of things that are very hard to see and a lot of really cheap surprises that it springs on you. This does have that, for sure, but I find it to be a little more forgiving and a little less overly mean, I guess you'd say. So, you want to get through the levels and pick up as much loot as you can, but if you run out the timer, this is what happens. A flood begins, the level will start to fill with water, and, well, you got to get through there before you get drowned out. You have to get both characters to the exit to be able to leave the level, and that's a key thing. If you only have one, you're not getting out. So you got to be careful about that. You get this nice little breakdown of everything that you got in an area. If you can 100% everything in an area, well, you're better at games than I am. I'll tell you that right now. So this guy also, this merchant, he likes his dad jokes. And, you know, I can appreciate that. That's good by me, too. So the shop drops here in between levels. You can see the various things he has available. He usually has a couple of things that are on sale. And, you know, you can pick up certain items to help yourself out. And then you, if you want, and you have the needed items, you can go down here, use the workbench, craft some stuff, which can always be helpful. You can repair things, you can craft additional weapons, but you have to have the items that you'll find within the levels in order to do that. So, and then when you leave, every level he asks you to get him a certain number of things in the next level. If you can, you get extra stuff. In my experience, it's typically been money, but maybe there's other things as well. So each of the different levels, it will show you what kind of creatures you can expect. Certain levels are harder, but also more rewarding as a result of that. Some of them have treasure chests in them. The treasure chests need the wife character in order to unlock them. She uses a hairpin for that. There we go. Oh, nice. And as you can see, again, very much like Spelunky, and I know I'm making what sounds like an easy comparison to that, but it's true that, you know, this is really what this game is very clearly inspired by. But again, oh nice, I got an achievement. Ha! But I have no problems with games that are very much inspired by other games if they're, you know, if they're not just a carbon copy and they're bringing their own thing to the table, which this, in my opinion, definitely is. And there is a lot of ways to approach this. There's a lot of items. There's a lot of different weapons. There's a lot of different ways. Oh, shoot. So yeah, kind of like Sonic, when you get hit with something, you'll drop a lot of the loot that you're carrying. Though your characters do have, you know, multiple lives. So you see she's stunned here. Oh, crap. She got stunned in the middle of a trap. So that kind of got me screwed there. Neat thing about this is the game has a full replay system, so you can literally rewatch your entire run if you want, which I think is pretty cool. Sort of gives you the ability to really analyze your run, I guess. Now you also get 3 lives here, so we can retry the level. It'll use one of the lives up, and there we go, and you get another go at it. So it's a little bit more forgiving in that way, for sure. Makes things definitely a little, again, not easy, not even close, but definitely less punishing than a game like Spelunky might be. And, you know, if I'm getting anything wrong with Spelunky here, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Wrong with my comparisons to Spelunky, because I admit I haven't played very much of that. So feel free to let me know anything that I'm getting wrong there. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I think this game is pretty neat, to be honest with you. I would actually like to try this co-op. It is offline only co-op, though now with tools like Steam Remote Play and Parsec, it is very easy to get around that limitation. This is a game that, you know, this would be fun to play with a lot of people, but like, I've been trying to find some games that my girlfriend, who is not a huge gamer, and I that could play together. This one, no, it's definitely too complicated. There's too many inputs, requires too many, definitely too much Twitch reaction, and I will say, you should probably make sure you have a strong relationship before you try to play this with a significant other, because I could see this being quite the relationship tester, no doubt. But yeah, I just really like it. I think the pixel art in this game is not only very well done, I just think it's charming. You know, the game doesn't take itself seriously at all. It's very much having fun with itself. The little dynamic between this husband and wife, I think, is really cute. And it's a challenging game, but you know, in the same way there are people who have literally put hundreds and hundreds of hours into Spelunky, you could do the same thing with this. No doubt about it. You could... Oh, you freaking bat. just FYI as well, I'm not terribly good at these types of games, but also when I'm recording, I'm even worse at them. So, you know, don't judge too harshly. Oh God, I suck. So, and yeah, the game also has leaderboards, online leaderboards, which is really nice. No full replay system. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, but some of these replays could get rather excessive, so I could see why that would be a bit of an issue. But it does have online leaderboards, which is always very cool. But I think this has been really, really good, and I've quite enjoyed it. I would actually like to try it with another person, someone who you know, has the patience and the ability to tolerate what would be undoubtedly endless frustrations trying to play through this. But yeah, I think it's really well done. You know, there have been attempts to clone Spelunky. Most of them, I would say, have not been very successful. I think this is one of the best ones I've seen. Unfortunately, from the success angle, it doesn't look like it's done super well. It looks like it's kind of just come out under the radar, which is a bit of a bummer. It doesn't have a lot of Steam reviews at time of recording. I think that's a damn shame. I think this game is well worthy of your time. You know, if you're not into this sort of tricky platformer roguelike genre, then yeah, like if you hated Spelunky, you actually might enjoy this. If you were like, you know what, I love the ideas of Spelunky, but it's just too mean, which is really my problem with it, then honestly, you may very well like this one. It is like, don't take my terrible gameplay to mean much of anything. I found this generally more fair feeling. It has frustrated me a lot less than Spelunky did. And I'm not calling Spelunky a bad game, far from it. It's just, you know, it doesn't, its way of doing things doesn't mesh with my style. But this does much more so. And this is one of those undiscovered, you know, kind of undiscovered gems, honestly, that I think really deserves a lot more attention that it's getting. There, got like a Mario Star style invincibility power up, and I think people who are into this kind of game should really give this a look. And people who want something that's challenging but fun and also has an option for co-op would like this for sure. And if you are a fan of Spelunky but want something like it that has a bit of a different mechanical idea to it with the two characters that you have to control, you should definitely look at this. I think you're missing out, honestly. If you're a fan of Spelunky and games like that, I think you're definitely missing out by not grabbing this. And it's just really well made. The controls are really tight. You know, the leaderboards work well. It's got daily challenges. It's got all of the things that people who are into that kind of game would really want, I think. And it's clearly something that was made with a lot of heart, and I love, and I just love the art style in particular. I think the music is, you know, the music is goofy and fun, and just, yeah, everything about this game is just feels like quality. And I want to see more games like this do well. And yeah, Spelunky is what it is. A lot of people love it, but you know, there are things that can be done with that formula, and I think this dev is doing that, and did a really good job with it, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, that is Falling Out. It is out now. I like it a lot, and I'll keep poking at it. I am quite certain I will never come remotely close to finishing it. You never know, never say never, I guess. But yeah, this is it's been enjoyable to play, and it's something that I'm, you know, I can pick at now and again and just try to make a bit of a dent in. And I think in co-op this would be potentially really interesting. But I do really like the fact that even for those who are not playing co-op, you can still get sort of a co-op experience with a different spin on it, which is really cool. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you like what you saw here, Please do all the normal YouTube things, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, what do you think about this? Does this look interesting to you? Do you want to, is this something you'd like to try out? Are you a fan of Spelunky and think that this is something that you could jive with? Yeah. Also, there's those things, which it's like an Indiana Jones thing. If you get it, great. If you miss it, you cause problems early on. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. I would love to know. And as always, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/pxabstraction for multiple variety streams a week. I cover other indie games as well as retro stuff over there, including games better suited to streaming than YouTube. We have a fantastic community over there, and I'd love to see you be a part of it. Thank you again, all, and I will see you on the next Indie Ramble. You folks have yourselves a good one. Take her easy.